December 24th and counting. The mall was crowded, an absolute battle zone. People were everywhere, in every store, in every door and hall, purchasing or stealing the last-minute items that they either forgot or neglected to get for their kids, parents, spouses, or lovers. Of course, it is too late to put it off for another day, so they are here now, at the Mecca of Christmas materialism, looking for just the right thing to show their loved ones exactly how they feel after pissing on them for an entire year. That is exactly how Nick felt as he nudged his way through the holiday-drugged masses. Nick did not believe in Christmas. Nick was a divorced 46-year-old man with no kids. He was broke, in debt, and tired from working all kinds of hours as a salesperson for an unappreciative appliance store. Generally, he was sick to his eyeballs of the asshole people he worked for and the clients that he sold to. He had a few friends who never came around. Both of his parents were dead, and most, if not all, of his socializing took place around the corner from his apartment at Harry's pub, where he solemnly got drunk with one or two other disgusted guys, once or twice a week. He didn't decorate, didn't put up lights or a tree, and refused to say Merry Christmas or have a nice holiday to any of his customers who bought a fridge or dishwasher for their beloved wives to use, or a garbage disposal for their precious husbands to install. Nick hated holiday music and the insipid looks that came over people's faces when their favorite song came on for the 1000th time, and felt entirely relieved when the whole fucking pain in the ass season was over. This year, he thought, was going to be different. The store was closing later today, and he was to spend some time alone with Shauna, a new cashier they recently hired to replace the previous cashier, who shoved her middle finger up the owner's nose and walked out because her yearly review had only raised her pay 15 cents. Shauna was half Nick's age, but they seemed to get along well in the store, and Nick wanted to do something nice for her. Maybe buy her a gift. Not for Christmas, you understand, but just for something nice. Nick had been alone for so long. It felt good to have female friendship. And who knows? He might have found her. You know, her. She wasn't that particularly beautiful, but what does that matter? Maybe time to start loving again. Walking by the jewelry store, he saw 3 young guys looking at rings and thought maybe in the future that might be him doing the same thing. But, with a recoil and a shudder, had realized he was acting like a jerk again. No. Not today. No, not today, he thought. Something small and non-committal, definitely not a ring. I'm not going through that bullshit again. I ain't getting married or proposed. I don't even know her really. I probably should just leave and not buy anything. I gotta get my head out of my ass and be realistic. She's only being pleasant to me because I'm a coworker. And that's the way to succeed at work. Be pleasant. She might take it the wrong way, too, and I could end up alienating her and making it worse at my job. I should just go and keep it as it is. Which, in a snap decision, was precisely what Nick decided to do, and he headed straight for the exit. He was disgusted in what he thought the truth was, and even more disgusted than normal, shouldering right through dozens of people without looking at them or caring whether they collided or not. Nick is a big man with strong arms and a large chest built up from moving washing machines and carrying microwaves. He looked somewhat intimidating merely standing in a group. Most people cared not to challenge him. The mall now became surreal to him, dreamlike. He felt lightheaded and slow, like he was walking into a strong wind or wading through syrup. The music and the noise were getting to him. A toddler was screaming on Santa's lap, and a fast-spinning merry-go-round was pumping out an organ version of the Nutcracker. A kiddie train with a ringing bell was circling through a make-believe forest of fake trees, and the ding-a-ling collectors for the Salvation Army were giving themselves carpal tunnel syndrome, saying thank you to every passerby that gave them a nickel. God, he hated this time of year. Sooner, before he had walked so far from the door he came in. Finally, he was outside. It was cold and clear. No snow for weeks, and the sun was setting in a purple sky. He took a deep breath and stood, unmoving, composing himself. He looked at his watch, and it was still early. The appliance store was only 5 minutes away, and he had 30 minutes to get there. Since he had gotten nothing, he didn't know what to do. He walked toward his car, Shauna on his mind, wondering if it was the right thing to do or not do. Before he reached his vehicle, however, a man approached him in a darker section of the parking lot. The guy was tall, about as tall as Nick, but a little heavier, strong-looking, maybe in his late 30s. His coat looked a little too light, though, not warm enough for the chilly temperature. He walked right up to Nick. "Buddy," he said, "I'm in a little trouble. My car's on empty and I got no gas to get home with my kids' Christmas gifts. You think you can help me out with $1 or $2 to get home? Or at least to a gas station?" "Don't you got an auto club or something? You don't have an ATM or credit card?" asked Nick. "Cash is gone, man. Card's maxed and I ain't got a club plan, so I'm kind of screwed. Think you can help me? I'd really appreciate it." Nick looked at the guy and he seemed sincere. "But you don't know, so many nuts and losers out there, so much shit this time of year." What the fuck," Nick exclaimed and took his wallet out of his left back pocket. "Will a $5 do?" "Yeah," the guy said, "that'll do, and I'll take your watch and the rest of that cash too." He grabbed Nick's left hand with his right and started to pull something out of his left pocket. A knife, maybe. Nick was startled, but he reacted quickly. "You motherfucker," Nick growled through his teeth and swung a meaty right fist into his assailant's jaw with an audible crack. The robber's eyes went cross for a second. His legs buckled, and he crumpled into a heap at Nick's feet. Looking down at him, Nick thought, "Fucking Christmas Eve? Gonna rob someone on Christmas Eve, you son of a bitch." He couldn't believe it had actually happened. In fact, Nick was still holding his wallet. He hadn't even broken a sweat. And then, surprising even himself, he took a $5 bill and put it in the mugger's shirt pocket. "For gas," he said. "Merry Christmas." He then turned around and went back into the mall.